At first glance, the water is still, the air calm, the world peaceful. But beneath this silence, beneath the gentle ripples brushing against concrete walls and steel hulls, something immense is waiting. Giants, colossal titans of steel, warships, carriers, destroyers, resting like sleeping beasts, preparing for one of the most delicate and critical operations in naval warfare. Because here, in this hidden corner of the harbor, the ocean pulls back its curtain. Here, ships reveal their secrets, and tonight, you're about to witness what very few ever see. It begins with a slow, deliberate glide. A vessel weighing tens of thousands of tons, an entire floating city, eases itself into a massive chamber engineered with near-surgical precision. The walls rise high on either side, the echo of boots striking metal rings through the space. Then, with a heavy, resonant clang, the gates close behind the ship like the jaws of an ancient stone fortress, sealing shut. The pumps come alive. Their low roar vibrates through steel, through concrete, through bone. Seawater drains away inch by inch, exposing the part of the ship that the world never sees, its underbelly, its scars, its soul. As the water recedes, the ship settles onto keel blocks, placed with measurements so precise they could rival the tolerances of spacecraft assembly. And suddenly, the full scale becomes real. Propellers taller than men, rudders as thick as fortress walls, shafts stretching into shadows, every bolt, every weld, every gear, every secret hidden from sunlight, now exposed, now vulnerable, now ready for the hands of those who keep it alive. Specialized teams swarm the hull, painters, welders, divers, engineers. Some carry grinders that throw showers of sparks across the cavernous dock. Others crawl through labyrinths of pipes, checking valves no larger than a fist, yet vital to the ship's survival. Massive propeller blades are inspected with a level of scrutiny that borders on obsession. A single flaw could mean disaster. This is deep maintenance, where steel meets sweat, where machinery meets human will. But as soon as the last repair is made, another process begins. One just as dramatic, just as crucial. The reflood, the moment the dock breathes in again. Pumps reverse. Valves unlock, and with a rumbling growl, seawater returns, slow at first, gentle, almost cautious. Millions of gallons surge in, lifting the ship fraction by fraction. Dock crews move like guardians, checking clearances, communicating in short, sharp commands. The keel blocks disappear beneath the rising tide. The hull sighs as it regains buoyancy. Steel once again becomes a vessel, alive, floating, ready. The water climbs until it meets the sea beyond, equal in pressure and depth. The gates open, light rushes in. The ship is reborn, and now, it's time to move. But before this ship can sail, before it can take its place on the world's oceans, it must master one of the oldest tools in maritime history, the anchor. Dropping anchor isn't just tossing a chunk of metal into the water. It's a choreographed, synchronized ballet of muscle, machinery, and absolute timing. Commands travel from the bridge to the forecastle. The massive chain is released, each link slamming downward with the weight of history. The markings on the chain, called fathom links, tell sailors exactly how much chain has been deployed. Too little and the ship drags. Too much and the hull could be compromised. Everything is calculated, everything is controlled. And retrieving that anchor? It's an operation of raw force. The windlass roars. Mud and marine growth blast away under high-pressure jets. The chain rattles and thunders back aboard. Each link cleaned before vanishing into the deep, echoing chambers of the chain locker. Only when the anchor is locked, braked, and secured does the ship claim readiness. But readiness is more than machinery. Readiness begins in the heart of the ship, the galley. Deep in the steel corridors, where the air hums with the constant vibration of the engines, another team works around the clock. Culinary specialists who feed an entire floating community. Thousands of sailors rely on them every single day. Giant mixers churn dough for bread, ovens big enough to walk into roar with heat. Steam kettles bubble with soups and sauces, each batch large enough to feed a small town. On a warship, Meals aren't just food, they're morale. They're routine, they're home. 15,000 meals a day, day after day, night after night. And because fire is a constant threat at sea, every galley is flameless. Steam and electricity rule here. Pastry chefs prepare trays of fresh rolls and desserts. Teams rotate in shifts to keep hot food flowing 24/7. Holidays become moments of magic. Decorations line the serving stations. Fruit carvings rise like edible sculptures. And in a tradition spanning generations, officers serve enlisted sailors, a small gesture with enormous meaning. Once trays are cleared, the scullery becomes its own battlefield. Thousands of dishes cycle through industrial washers. Steam fills the room. Metal clatters. The rhythm never stops. From nourishment to flight. Because above all this lies the beating heart of naval aviation. The flight deck. A place that feels more like another planet. A place where the wind howls, jet fuel burns hot in the air, and every step can mean the difference between life and catastrophe. Before any aircraft launches, crews swarm it like bees. They inspect every hinge, every coolant line, every panel. Plane captains check the pilot's machine. The pilot checks their instruments. And when the engine screams to life, the aircraft becomes a living thing. Plane directors step forward, arms slicing through the air in silent, universal commands. Turn, hold, advance, launch. Then comes the Harrier, a marvel of engineering capable of doing the impossible, lifting straight into the sky. Its engines swivel downward, blasting the deck with a tornado of heat and force. Bit by bit, the jet rises, hovering like a futuristic warrior before peeling away toward open skies. But vertical takeoff isn't just impressive, it's demanding. It taxes fuel, it limits payload. So when missions require more firepower, the Harrier uses a short takeoff, racing across the deck before leaping into the air with forward momentum. Sometimes those missions include close air support, raining precision fire on enemy positions. Other times, support comes from above in the form of Marine Scout snipers firing from the open door of a helicopter. Imagine that. A sniper in a vibrating aircraft, firing with deadly accuracy while the wind whips past at 100 knots. They brace themselves with straps for stability. They use specialized optics. They fire in controlled, rehearsed rhythms. Each shot is a testament to discipline forged through endless training. Below them, on the waves, another force surges forward. The Maritime Raid Force. Fast craft slice across the water. Engines roar. Spray kicks up in shimmering arcs. These teams thrive in chaos, boarding vessels at high speed, approaching from the stern to stay hidden, climbing onto moving ships weighed down with gear. Every operation is different. Every approach is risky. Every second counts. Some members board. Others remain in the boat, weapons ready. Above them, helicopters maintain overwatch. Inside the ship, clearing teams move through dark corridors with night vision goggles, scanning every corner, every doorway. And once the mission is complete, extraction begins, boats returning, helicopters descending like shadows. But not all operations end on the deck of a target ship. Some begin in the shallows, where coastal riverine squadrons patrol the littorals. Their boats are fast, heavily armed, and equipped with something invaluable: an eye in the sky. The Puma drone, hand-launched, lightweight, waterproof, and capable of soaring 1,000 feet above the waves. Operators watch real-time intelligence beneath a cloth hood to block glare. When the mission ends, the drone simply lands in the water and is retrieved with a hook. 3 hours of endurance. Real-time video. Eyes where humans can't go. A perfect partner for those who protect the coastline. But all of this, every ship, every aircraft, every operation, leads to one question. What happens when these forces are called into action for real? What unfolds when the quiet harbor becomes the starting line of a mission no one sees coming? Because somewhere out there, beyond the waves, beyond the horizon, something is moving, something that these ships, these crews have been preparing for, and soon the ocean will reveal what waits in the darkness ahead.